Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you for today's special webinar. Before we dive into the session, a quick check on the audio part. If I'm audible, please do type yes in the chat box, and on your confirmation, we can start with the session. And also do post your questions in the chat box so that our host for today's session webinar could address them by end of the session. So I hope I'm audible to all of you. If I am, please do type a yes in the chat box. So a lot of you are new to Galvanize Global Education, and we would quickly like to run through who we are and what exactly we do for a lot of students out there. So Galvanize Global Education is actually founded and managed by alumni from top universities like Stanford, Harvard, IIT Madras, and Ahmedabad. What exactly we do? We are here to end-to-end personalized solutions for all the students and working professionals who are aspiring to pursue their higher education abroad. And to set that, we do help students right from the basic part, wherein we start with the test preparation for SAT, GRE, TOEFL, and IELTS. And moving forward, we have a team of experts helping students with their other admission process with respect to bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree. And what exactly we do in the admission process? Yes, we do the end-to-end assistance, where we help right from evaluating your profile to helping you understand universities that you can apply to, the documentation process with respect to SOP, LOR, resume building, and many more such activities. And yes, of course, we will be getting in detail about the admission process going forward in today's webinar. So I would request you to be alert and active so that all the doubts are cleared for you in today's webinar. And yes, of course, Galvanize is at your back for your last minute assistance with respect to other activities, such as helping you connect with the right loan providers, helping you with the foreign exchange, student insurance, courier services, and many more such activities. So happy to share that 65 plus countries have chosen Galvanize in their journey of higher education, may it be test prep or be it an admission process or other activities. Galvanize has always helped the students out there, and we have happily placed our students across 1,000+ universities across 18+ countries. And I believe a lot of you would be seeing your dream destination here on the screen today, and we are thrilled to have this webinar for you out there. These are some of the specializations where Galvanize has helped students do their pursue higher education abroad. So in case you would like to switch your specialization, or you would like to pursue in the same field, Galvanize is at your back for all the activities that you're looking for. This is a very famous thread on Quora, and I believe a lot of you would be on Quora and looking for many other activities like admission counseling part or test preparation. And I won't take much of your time here, but I would request you to take a look at this thread on Quora and see what students have shared their experience with Galvanize. And I'll be sharing the same in the chat box as well shortly. And here we go. About your host for today's webinar, we have with us Gladish Rathna, who's the Senior University Admission Expert at Galvanize. And a little bit briefing about Gladish. So she did her MSc in Maths from Madras Christian College out there. She also holds a Green Belt certification and Career Counselor certification from UCLA. She's very passionate about counseling students across globe, and that is why she has successfully helped students get their dream university with her knowledge out there. And she has been guiding students in shortlisting universities, essays, applications, visa process, and many more such activities out there. And she's having a decade of experience in the counseling field as well. We are very happy to have Gladish here, and without any further delay, I would request Gladish to start with the webinar that we have today.
Thanks, Ramya. That's a wonderful introduction. Can you all hear me? Ramya, can you
yes.
hear me? Can you
yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Good morning, all. It's nice to see a wonderful crowd. So without any delay, let's get on to the process. So today, like Ramya said, we are going to talk about, present to you about spring. What do you need to know about spring intake? The universities, the countries offering various programs, deadlines, the process. Okay, before starting that, we would like to start with a poll. Okay, sorry, yes. Okay, can you all take part in this poll now? I'll give you like about 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, that's great to see a lot of engineering students, also from arts and humanities and management. So today's webinar is going to be really informative for all the students because we are going to cover a lot of information. We are going to provide a lot of information with various sectors. Okay, let's end the poll now. So it's great to see all of you. Okay. Let's get on with why study abroad. See, in general, why do students want to go abroad and study? It's basically for the global exposure, emphasis on practical training, cutting-edge technology and research, excellence across diverse fields, job opportunities, attractive compensation. What does this mean in general? See, you want to, after doing undergrad in India, you want to enhance your knowledge in your own specialization. So you want to have a flexible education and a unique curriculum where with a very good infrastructure, you need to gain more knowledge. So that's why people want to go abroad for their masters. So global exposure, then networking, then a lot of practical exposure, hands-on learning, research opportunities, projects, and excellence. The mentors, the facilitators over there have their own knowledge and exposure in the field you want to take. And also definitely, no matter what, without said, it goes a very good job opportunity with an attractive compensation. So these are the reasons why student wants to go and study abroad for their masters. Now, what are the factors do which universities consider when deciding which student to admit? Okay, because it's very important to understand how, like when you apply to an university, you need to understand the admission requirements and what goes beyond that. What do they see in a student's profile before giving out an admit? Generally, it starts with an holistic approach. They see everything. They want a good academics. You need to have a really good test scores like GRE and definitely the English test scores like TOEFL or IELTS. And recently, even Duolingo English test, DET, is also considered widely in all by the universities. Then, apart from your academics and test scores, here comes internships, projects you do in your final year. And if it's a working professional, they look into the roles and responsibilities and the positions you hold in your company. What have you done? And then, apart from this, during the application process, they also look into your statement of purpose. SOP is nothing but statement of purpose. They want to understand what's your take on life. What are your career goals? What are your beliefs? Your subject knowledge. So how do they understand you? By a very good statement of purpose. And then comes letter of recommendation. Letter of recommendation is given by your mentors, your guides, your managers, or your college professors. So they need to know the technical eligibility of you through your seniors and your mentors. They want to know more about you. That's where references come, letter of references. So when an admission process is going on, when an application is submitted, These are the criteria universities look into each students. It's a complete holistic approach. It's not one factor. Okay. They look into academics, your test scores. Test scores are also important. Many people come to us asking, ma'am, GRE is waived. Do we have to take? Yes. Taking a GRE gives you an edge. Okay. So sometimes having a score is better than not having a test score at all. And definitely TOEFL, IELTS trumps Duolingo, but Duolingo is also considered. A very good TOEFL and a very good IELTS gives you an edge while applying for assistantships and applying for an internships inside your universities. So test scores holds a lot of weightage. Then comes doing a good internship. If your specialization is towards information technology or chemical engineering or towards biomedical engineering, an internship or a project related to your own specialization is going to strengthen your profile. And similarly, a person working, their roles and responsibilities link their profile towards what they're going to apply in their masters, strengthens their profile. So, like I said, statement of purpose, LORs during your application is really important. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Right now, I gave you a set of criteria which the universities look into an application. So what are the timelines when we go into spring intake? Which month, what to do? This is very important because planning a process, following the timeline will make you go through without wasting any time in the forthcoming months. It's pretty important. Now, right now, it's June. So either you are in the final year undergraduate or you have completed your undergrad and you're in the part of deciding where to go, which intake to go, either spring or the very next intake or the working professionals. So what you're supposed to do right now, you need to plan. Start planning by taking which test you want to take. Start with GRE. If it's GRE bar TOEFL or GRE bar IELTS, June and July are the months to start your prep for GRE and then take your exam by mid-July. If you prepare well for GRE, TOEFL and IELTS will be pretty easy to prep in within a week or so and complete both the tests by end of July. Why we want you to complete your test prep in the month of June, July is when it comes to spring intake across the universe, like countries, US, UK, Canada, either it's Ireland, Netherlands, Germany, or Australia. Most of the spring deadlines falls from August, September, October. Even till November it goes. But without being said, you have to understand, being an international student, you can't wait till November to apply for spring intake because you need to get an admit, you need to process visa, you need to travel. So you need to at least, post getting an admit, you need to at least have 2 to 3 months in it, at least 2 months in it, being spring intake. So for that reason, applying in the month of August, beginning of August, at least before September first week is ideal. Okay, so that once you finish applying in the month of August to the September, October, you can start getting the admits. Admits start rolling. They don't take much time like the fall intake. The admissions most probably starts rolling within 4 to 8 weeks. So you will come to know about your admits after applying in the month of October, September end to October. Then from then start working on your funds, get your I-20, then apply for all the visa documents, get it set, apply for your visa status if it is US F1, or if it is Canada, apply for their SDS, the process, and apply for the visa. Then Australia, Germany, every country has their own process you need to follow. So having 2 to 3 months post October, November, December is mandatory for you to start working on your visa rather than pushing your application itself towards it. So this timeline is pretty important. In the month of June, as students, when they enroll to us, we guide them towards a test prep. Also, we start evaluating the profile. We try to understand which country you want to go. Then the major thing to keep in mind in spring intake is sometimes all programs are not provided by all universities. So a very good research is very important in the month of June, July, Because simultaneously, an expert like us will help the students to understand which country they're looking for, and we will start doing the work for them by doing the research, shortlisting universities. So while studying, you also have another person who's an expert guiding you towards that step. The universities, the requirements, the deadlines. So you can, like, hand in hand, this is the process to follow. Take your GRE, TOEFL, IELTS in the month of June, July. Also, when you enroll with us as an admission counselor, we will be simultaneously doing your university shortlist. So by end of July, scores are ready, university is finalized, and then the documentation guidance and our editors will also help you in SOP and LORs. And once everything is set, the application can be submitted by August. We can expect an outcome by September, October. At least you have 2.5 months to go ahead with the visa process. 6 months planning and following the timeline is the key for a success. Okay, next. Now coming to the spring intake. About spring intake. See, generally without it's understood that fall is the most famous intake, popular intake, and many students go for fall intake. So there is a lot of confusion. Spring versus fall as season for admission has always been the subject of an ongoing confusion in the minds of every student that considers studying abroad. Why? There are a lot of myths. Smaller intake size, hence fewer courses will be offered. Spring admits are difficult to get. Fewer job and internship opportunities. Fewer funding options and scholarship opportunities. Not all schools offer spring intake. Okay. Let me break it to you. The points are right. It is smaller intake, spring admits, but the second point, are admits are difficult to get? Definitely no, not at all. As an expert being in this industry for a longer time, we have seen students successfully being placed in a lot of top universities, with a very good scholarship too. Fewer job and internship opportunities. That again is not right. Maybe they cannot get into an internship immediately in summer, but they can get into internships even in the fall break, even then in the next spring break. That gives them a time. See, this is where people have to understand. If you go for a spring intake, during the summer, you can do extra credential courses and try to graduate a little earlier than usual. You have ample time to do more courses, extracurricular activities, take part in a lot of organizational events, projects or research. You can be part of those things so that when the next circle comes, it's not only during the summer, the internships has to be done. It can be done even in the fall time also. Also, students will have an ample opportunity and the time to do better research, academic research, and they can apply to universities looking for the subjects they want to do. So it's a combination of myth and facts involved over here. Smaller intake size, yes, but more personalized coaching is given to spring intake students. Smaller class size gives you a liberty to converse with your mentors, the facilitators, the professors. You have a lot of time to get to know, do more things in that smaller period of time. Also, you can enroll for more activities, get more credits during the summertime. So definitely, there is no too much of cons when it comes to spring intake. Okay, there are still a lot of opportunities that a spring admit can offer to students aspiring to study abroad. Benefits of spring admits. This is what I'm telling. Smooth transition. Instead of competing with hundreds or thousands of new students, spring admits offer a pretty easy transition. For some students, this benefit eases up the pressure of enrolling in a university. See, for students who are in the final year, they are already doing projects, internships. They're concentrating on making sure that their CGPA doesn't fall down. They have to finish everything in time. They don't want to mix up like a fall intake time to go through all those tedious routine. So what most of the students we have seen is they complete their entire process of education. Now with everything in hand, they start the process once their final exam is done. So it gives them an ample time to prepare well for GRE, prepare well for TOEFL, IELTS, Look into the better options for universities, giving them the programs, then apply. The pressure is definitely less when it comes to the fall intake. Spring is pretty easier to do the transition. Increase staff support. Since most students have settled into the routine, there is additional staff that can assist the spring admit holder. Students with distinct needs will benefit most from the extra help. Professors tend to answer to students who have questions during spring admit application process, because the very important thing, the most important thing during spring is we have to find out whether the courses are offered in universities. When we advise students to reach out, or they reach out directly to universities across globe, professors of the university definitely revert back to them, which is not the case during fall intakes at times. Mentorship and orientation program. Some colleges already have these types of programs in place that allow spring admit to take part in the college experience by attending campus activities and even living on campus. The goal is to make students feel right at home, no matter when they are enrolled in the university. So these are given to students, which is really good for the spring intake. On-time graduation. One of the drawbacks of starting college late is that student doesn't graduate on time. But we have seen a comprehensive mentorship program consider ways to make an on-time graduation possible. That is, like when you go for the spring, the summertime, you can end up doing this mentorship orientation programs, take your additional credit courses, try to complete your graduation on time with the fall intake students itself. So there is no time lost over there. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits when it comes to spring admits. Okay, advantages of going for a spring intake. Like we have discussed so far, lesser competition. So that's really a very good advantage. Opportunity to get into better ranked universities. Yes, there are a lot of universities within the top 30, top 50 open for admissions throughout the year. So it is not like many people believe that there are very less universities for spring. But once the research is done, you will understand there are a lot of opportunities present in spring. Better job prospects and recognition of degree. Scholarship options are available for good profiles. Acceptance rate is less, but that doesn't stop you from getting an admit. See, a lot of top universities give admits to a really great profile, even if the acceptance rate is less. If you have a holistic profile of academic GPA, the test scores, the GRE holds a great weightage at that time. Then with internships, projects, a very good statement of purpose, giving them the value of education and your future goals, and the letter of recommendation. Then even with an acceptance rate less, students have ended up getting a good admit with good scholarship during the spring intake. Spring semester, the teacher to student ratio is better. Absolutely true. As a result, you will get more individualized attention and have a better chance of learning more. That is exactly the way it goes in spring semester. Okay, now, what are the steps you need to take for spring intake? See, it's all about planning, research, planning, following the timeline. This is how a successful student, like when they do this, without an hiccup, they can complete the transition process. Start with your research. Now it's June. So June is for the research, and starting with all the like deciding on which country, which the intake, then taking the help of a counselor with all the university details. Then take your GRE prep also in June and give your exam in July. Without fail, your test prep has to be done by mid-July or before the end of July. And before end of July, all the test prep, like even IELTS and TOEFL should be done, because then you will have the results in your hand in the first week of August while applying to all the universities. Collate your transcripts, documents, and build your resume. So you need to apply for your transcripts, the entire transcript from your university. Then the documents are nothing but SOP, hello bars, your resume has to be done. So all the documents which are required are ready. Most of the universities does not require a financial document during the admission process. So it is post getting the admit, you will require that also, but it is good to be ready with all the process. Good to be aware of what is required even after the admits. Then starting your university shortlisting process. This will go simultaneously in the month of June, July. and apply to universities in June and July, no later than August. Since you're starting in June, at least by August, the entire August 1 to August 30, you cannot proceed further than that. Keep that in mind, because you need ample time in your hands for your further applying for loan, I-20 process, visa, and to fly away. So these are the steps you need to keep in mind. Very important steps. Complete your GRE, complete your IELTS, TOEFLs, gather all your documents like transcripts, SOPs, LORs, resume, then university shortlisting process, and then comes applying, admit, loan, I-20, visa, and landing in your favorite destination. Okay, this is absolutely has to be followed. Now, generally, deadline for spring intake. This holds literally for all over the world for the spring, because like I said, even if the deadline goes till November, some universities even might have deadlines in December. We don't advise students. International students, it's a priority for you guys to apply the month of August. Maximum you can push it to September, not later than that. Since the classes are commencing in Jan 24 or Feb 24, it's advised, like it is highly recommended to apply as soon as possible. So most of the deadlines falls in between July and November of the current year for the next year's intake, the Jan-Feb intake. So, but the priority deadline we tell the students to follow is the month of August. That month has to be prioritized to apply to all universities, so that you have 2 months in hand right now, 1.5 months in hand right now to finish the process and go into the application. Then, like the starting of the program will be Jan 24, then the end date will be April. See, most of the popular courses the spring intake students look for so far is computer science, data science, business analytics, information technology. But these are not the only thing. There are various courses which students go ahead. There are a lot of management course, accounting and finance. We have seen various, even students want to do social work, into psychology. So various different genres there. But these are the popular courses generally the students come looking for. Now, time for our second poll. Now tell me, which country has more number of universities providing various programs for spring intake? Okay, without said, like it's the most popular destination, of course, it's US, followed by UK, Germany, Canada. Okay, no Australia. Okay, let's end the poll now. Sharing the results. Okay, now you can see that USA, 77% of the students have said USA. That's true. But you will be surprised to know that the Feb intake in Australia is the most famous intake. That's a prominent intake which gives more number of programs. It's after Australia only, it's Canada, Germany, and then comes UK. But as you said, it is USA. Without a doubt, USA has a lot of universities giving out a lot of programs. Okay, let's move on. Thanks, Ramya. Okay, now. Okay, top universities. Let's look into the universities which are giving out programs. We have just written very few universities, but there are more number of universities when it comes to USA. See, top universities for spring intake in US is MIT, Chicago, U-Chicago, Boston University, New York University, University of Florida, UT Austin, then University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, Purdue, Arizona State, University of Illinois, Chicago. Let me tell you, I had a student who applied to Florida during the fall intake, a final year student from VIT. He did not get admitted into the program he wanted to go, that is computer science. They gave him an option of software engineering, which he did not want to take. So what he decided, the same university, in the month of June, July, he applied for the spring intake. And immediately within 4 weeks, he got into MSCS in Florida for the spring intake. So it is, keep in mind, so there are a lot of top universities which give out admits when the competition is less. There was a huge competition during the fall intake. When the competition is less and when you're very prepared, you have all the documents ready, it is good to apply to the universities as early as possible when it is top universities, and you will end up getting admitted to your own specialization, which you're looking forward to do. Okay, so spring intake, lot of good university. UIUC, we have a student in UIUC pursuing data science. Purdue University, there is an architecture student in Purdue University, and a lot of mechanical engineering and industrial engineering. We have a lot of students pursuing in Purdue University. So, and Arizona University gives out all engineering courses are available in Arizona University for spring intake. And same goes for UIC, same goes for U Chicago and UT Austin. So it's a prep, which is the key, having a good academic score and going as soon as possible, like applying to them is the key. Now, let's see the programs. So MS in data science. This is just for your information to give certain aspects of where the deadline falls. U Chicago's deadline falls in August 31st, and University of Illinois Chicago is October 15, Boston November 1, Illinois Institute of Technology November 15, and the popular program most of the students have applied is data science, computer sciences, South Florida, Boston, Colorado State, University of Florida. No matter the extension of deadline goes to October, September, October, November, like I said, I'm repeatedly insisting, try to apply in the month of August itself. So that gives you an edge over like later, like waiting to complete the process and finishing the visa process. That's very important. You need to have time and end to complete your visa process. Now, MS in business analytics, University of Utah, Colorado, Denver, again, University of Illinois, Chicago, all like maximum engineering courses are available in Florida, Arizona State University. With respect to Cornell, they open for universities in spring, but we have to check the availability of the courses. It's upon availability. So doing a very good research on programs availability is very important during spring intake. That we have to keep in mind. Even if it's USA or Canada or UK or Netherlands, Ireland, Germany, doing a proper research to get into the knowledge of availability of the program, the proper admission requirements and the deadline is the key. As counselors and experts, we help the students to have all the details in the month of June when they are enrolled with us. That's where we come in. Okay, now let's go into Canada. See, Canada does not, like top universities is not there in the list, but all the colleges provide all PG diploma programs. And there are other universities which provide the spring intake. So for example, you can see Mount St. Vincent University, Brock University, University of the Fraser Valley, Waterloo, Windsor, Lakehead University, New York University, Institute of Technology of Vancouver. When it comes to colleges, you can see Fanshawe, Cape Breton College, Douglas, Lambton, Mount St. Vincent University. Again, they're also providing all the PG diploma programs. Carleton University, Centennial College, Seneca College. See, you can get into popular programs like information technology, electrical engineering, media studies, accounting, marketing technology, culinary arts, aviation, and aerospace. See, if for particular, Waterloo gives out economics and business programs, computer science programs, chemical engineering programs. Then Lakehead gives out all the applied computing, computer science programs, and everything. When you take Seneca College, it gives out accounting and finance and engineering technology diploma programs. Centennial College, arts and animation and design, aviation, aerospace, IT and networking. So there are a lot, like the availability of spring intake in Canada is, when it is, even it is limited, but all the colleges, the students who want to do PG diploma in Canada, there are vast options present to them. And with respect to deadlines, application process, it is similar to what we have seen with respect to USA. That doesn't change. Now we are going to see about all the universities, but when it comes to the process and the timeline, it is similar of what we have discussed earlier. So now, for UK, what are the universities which are like options are there? Queen Mary University, London, University of Liverpool, Bangor University, Aston University, Birmingham City University, Brunel University, Kingston, Northumbria, University of Chester, Greenwich, Anglia Ruskin, City University of London, Coventry University, University of Sunderland, Oxford Brookes University. Now, coming to program. Birmingham City University gives programs in arts and designs and media. Aston University deals with, like, they're very famous for their criminology and social policy. Anglia Ruskin, it's about business and healthcare management. Coventry, food science and occupational therapy. Oxford Brookes, software engineering, finance, international opportunity, like hospitality. So the various programs are available. It depends on the proper research. According to your specialization and interest, if you are looking for UK, accordingly, we'll guide you. And then we will, we'll give you a timeline of what to be followed and in order to go ahead with the process. Now, this is for the UK universities which are available. And then spring intakes in few more countries. Okay, when it comes to, apart from US, UK, Canada, there are universities in Ireland and Netherlands. In Ireland, it is a Technological University of Dublin, National College of Ireland, Dublin Business School, Griffith College, CCT College Dublin, Dundalk University Institute of Technology. And the most sought out programs among students is artificial intelligence, business analytics, data analytics, supply chain management, cybersecurity, and mechanical engineering. Then again, coming to Netherlands, Radboud University, University of Twente, Tilburg, Fontes, TO University of Applied Science, Global School for Entrepreneurship. Again, the popular programs, information management, supply chain management, philosophy of science and technology, international hospitality management, and so on. See, Ireland and Netherlands, again, the same thing. The deadlines are going to be in the month of August, September, October. So applying it as soon as possible. Their requirements are little lesser than the other countries. If you have a 60 to 70%, that itself, like, it's a good. If you have more than 70%, it will be just like a really strong profile. And if you have a IELTS score of 6 and above, and then having all the documents, it's pretty easy to follow the process in Ireland and Netherlands. And then coming to Australia. This is the country where FEB is their prominent popular intake, which is not known to many. Since most students complete their graduation in the month of May, they prefer like October, like that October-November intake, but that is the third preferred intake. The first preferred intake is Feb, followed by July, then comes October-November. Feb intakes practically, as all the universities have give out programs in Feb intake. See, all the top universities are there. Melbourne, University of Sydney, University of Queensland, Monash University, Western Australia, Canberra, Adelaide, and even their deadlines falls in the months of August, September, October. But since it starts in Feb, you need to admit at least by September so that you'll have 3 months in order to complete the visa process. And some universities will have interview rounds after going through the application. But good thing about Australia is admit comes out faster so that the processing of documents starts then. That is very important. So having ample time to plan for Australia is the key. Popular programs in Australia: biomedical engineering, management, engineering science, health management, international public health, infectious disease, intelligence, and so on. There are a lot more. Even social work is quite famous to pursue there. Psychology is famous to pursue there. A lot of management studies. People want to go into finance, management sector. They go towards Australia for their management studies. Now, institution open for summer intake in Germany. Like I said, without anything, the same thing goes for Germany also. Even we have to check, it varies with program. Like how it is for UK, Canada. When applying to universities, we need to find out whether the programs availability are there for the summer intake. Here, Germany has only 2 intakes. Summer intake starts by April, May, and their main intake is called winter intake, which starts in September. So they don't have a Jan-Feb intake, but the summer intake gives out varied programs like Technical University of Berlin, then RWTH, Heidelberg University, Ludwig Maximilian, University of Europe for Applied Science, EU Business School, JISMA, International University of Applied Sciences, Lancaster University. The various programs again come in the Engineering stream, which is very popular. When in Germany, people definitely the first preference is all the engineering streams. Then construction, civil engineering. The one thing stands out in summer intake of Germany is the civil engineering programs are most probably available in the summer intake and not in September intake, their winter intake. So civil engineering, construction and architecture is the most sought after course during the summer intake in Germany. Then data science and analytics, business and economics, and so on. So any other country apart from US, or even when it comes to US, the research to look after, like to find out whether that particular university is giving out that particular program for the intake and the requirement, we need to check. Sometimes they don't update their university website in time. So reaching out to them, doing the prior research is very important and is the key. Now, it's like we have seen what is spring intake, benefits. We've discussed even the myths and facts, then the timeline and various universities given across various countries. Now, let's get into the document required after doing the finalization of university. The very next step is, before applying, you need to have your SOP and LORs ready. So what is it? How do you write a winning SOP and a LOR? We have a specialized team of editors. Most of our people, they themselves have done their education abroad. They have studied in London School of Economics. They have done in US, in varied places. Our director, she herself is from Stanford. So the importance of the document is understood in the organization. And they themselves know what is required. See, when it's an SOP, when the admission committee reads your SOP, they want to know your take on life, your career goals, your belief, your knowledge, your vision. And everybody, every student is going to be talking about that. So we help in the student to market and distinguish your application from other candidates. Vehicle to demonstrate your unique voice. So when they read it out, read your SOP, the differentiation, the voice of you, like what are you trying to tell the admission committee who's going to read through your document? Then the persuasive narrative for why you are a good choice. While reading it, it's kind of like a story where they need to be observed and they need to know, okay, this candidate, this particular student is the right choice for our department, for the university, for the class. Introspect and think critically of self, both your strengths and weaknesses. SOP cannot be loaded only with the strengths. A positive weakness also has to be rendered so that you will work on it and become better. And know your audience and provide personal insight. So as like a team of editors will help you to write a very compelling and a very strong SOP. Now, then after SOP, what is the most important document? Letter of recommendation. You will need a minimum 2, maximum 3 letter of recommendation depending on each university requirements. From whom do you have to ask a letter of recommendation? It has to be from a professor, project guide, internship manager, or even if you have a good relationship in university, doing a lot of activities from college principal, dean, anybody. But they have to know you professionally. It's not about character recommendation, adjective saying good guy, good girl, attending class, being regular on time. Many student does that mistake. It has to be a professional recommendation. Keep that in mind. It's a signed statement from a person who knows you well professionally or has taught you in a subject that is related to the course you are applying to. Okay, so when you apply for a information technology, computer science, data science, so your recommender has to make sure they have to point out your strength in those specialization. So it should list your positive as well as your negative qualities. Always remember, you cannot have only 100% positivity in your documents. Strengths and other such information by substantiating with real life examples and observation. LORs play a very important role in your admission. Okay, what are the things you need to know about following an LOR? Because this is very important. Another person has to do it for you. So ask your recommender well ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute. I will insist again on this point, because if you don't tell your recommender, talk to them and get their permission in the month of July end or August, when you're doing the application, the link has gone to them and they don't complete it, because you will not have access. The person who's going to give you recommendation has to log in, either can write their own recommendation or you can provide the draft to them, they can upload, but they need to complete the process for your application to be complete. We have seen a lot of students struggling in the part where there was a delay when their recommenders have not completed the process. So this, like, once you decide, talk to your recommenders, get their permission. If they need a draft, we are there to help you in providing the draft with the inputs you're going to provide us. So this is a very important point. Ask your recommenders well ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute. Give your professor's email ID. It should be a professional email ID, not personal email ID of the professor or any recommenders. In your university application form, waive your rights to see the law. That means you should say, yes, I waive my right. That means you will not read what they are going to type over there. Okay, that's kind of like, it's good to do that. It is an option given to you, but most of the time it is advised to students to waive the rights. Your professor will get an automated email from the university. Clicking on the link, you'll be asked to rate, then upload and sign PDF. Two things are there. Either they can directly enter the input in a box or they can upload a PDF. If they're uploading PDF, it should be in a proper official letterhead, signed and sealed. Okay, that is very important. Anything with respect to letter of recommendation has to come in a professional way. You can periodically log on to your application to check. You can always check whether they have submitted or not, and you can send an additional reminder for them to do it. But the key is the very first point, talk to them in advance, get their permission, tell them when you're going to start doing the application, immediately you can tell them, sir, I'll be submitting my application in the month, dates between July 25th to August 5th. So the moment you enter their name and click, a link is sent to them. So they can be ready to complete the process, because give them some time. This is very important. Talk to them, be in touch with them so that you will know that this task is completed. This is what delays a lot of time a student's process. Okay, keep in mind. Now, where do we stand? Now, I've given you a gist of spring intakes, timelines, documents required, various universities across globe. Now, coming to Galvanize, what is the role of us in a student? So when you come to us and enroll, we start with an exclusive expert and admission counselor is assigned to a student. First, a profile evaluation call is fixed between a student and his or her counselor. The counselor will try to explain the entire process. There is an UI which is being designed for the students. You will have your personalized UI. And in the profile evaluation call, now let me take you to our UI. Okay, this is a student, Ananya, who was enrolled with us for the fall 23 intake. Now, when a student is enrolled with us, a WhatsApp group is created where a relationship manager asks them to give details about their profile. A Google form is asked to be filled. Once that is done, it reflects in the student's UI. In student's UI, if you see, it starts with the overview, where all the questions are like a lot of generalized questions are there. We advise the student before taking the call with the counselor, once it is fixed, go through all this. There are a lot of question answers, videos, everything given for generalized information. It is all over the web, Google search, but it is also there in your UI to make you understand more. And it's always been updated. Then once the profile information is done, when a profile evaluation call between the counselor and the student happens, the counselor is able to see everything about the student's personal details, then their intake, which is their target country. The choices are given. Sometimes students are pretty sure between US, UK. Some students are like undefined. They would have written something, but later they change their mind. So It is not, you don't have to worry that once you enter, these are the countries we can apply. You are subject, if you have a change in mind during the profile evaluation call, or after understanding, after the counselor advises you for better options in other countries, if you want to change, it can be changed. Then this girl was interested in financial engineering, finance. She her area of interest has been written, change in major, no. Her bachelor was similar to finance. GRE, it's not updated over here. She took IELTS. Her score was 7.5, which is really good score. And overall, if you see reading, listening, speaking, writing, everything is above 6 and 6.5, which is mandatory. Some universities have a very special mentioning that a score cannot be less than 5.5, 6, and top universities say even they expect a 7. In particular, like reading and like speaking, they want 7 and more. All those things are mentioned in admission requirements. And then student, these are the information. The profile tab information are given by the student when they enroll with us. They give us the information about their degree, their passed out information, the reason. So all these are there. Now, as a counselor, if I'm the counselor for Ananya, before going inside the call, I will look into a profile and then take the call. We have we'll fix a Google Meet with the student after they enroll. And in the first meet, when we'll ask the student to explain about their roles, dreams, what have they done, what are they doing currently, and then their academic accomplishments, or what are the things they want to do further. Once we understand like where they stand, where they want to travel, then we start explaining the process. We always once we understand, okay, USA is the prime destination in finance, then we start working on according to the academic score already presented. If it's a passed out student, academic score is already there. And then taking into consideration, okay, GRE is going to be there. We'll take the mock scores from them. Then IELTS is already then, okay, take the IELTS score. What are the projects done? This girl, even though her CGPA was low, she had done a lot of projects. Projects and certifications. She had a lot of certifications also. And she was working in a very good position in a company. So all these things. So when one thing is low, to back it up, the other thing has to be better. When a CGPA is low, GRE score and other competitive score will boost your profile. So after doing all this profile evaluation, understanding, like we will tell the students, the university shortlisting will be done eventually, and we'll get back to you and we'll upload it in the tab here. But we will not ask students to wait till then. What are the students supposed to do? The important thing, the documents, essays. So we'll ask the student to go to the document tab. I'm not going to click this because it's the student's personal outcome. But every student, once you become a student, you will have a link over here. If you click the link, it's a questionnaire. If you enter your inputs, you need to download a template when it comes to resume according to the program. Enter your inputs and upload. See, resume has 2 iterations. An exclusive editor is given to each student. Like how a counselor is given who's going to be the end-to-end counselor. If I am the counselor for Ananya, so I will be there like starting from the profile evaluation, then shortlisting universities, and then explaining the process of documentation. But there is another person who's going to write the documents for her. That is our exclusive editor. The editor, once the inputs are given here, even for statement of purpose, when the link is clicked, a huge questionnaire comes. After answering all the questions, the editors work on the drafts. There are plenty of iteration. For statement of purpose, 5 iteration is given. This is only a body of the statement of purpose. Then later, once university shortlist is done, each university-wise SOP is also done in the later stage. In university-wise SOP means one para has to be about the particular university. So what is happening in this statement of purposes? The remaining 4 to 5 paragraphs are done, leaving out that one university para. So it is always essential for students not to wait till their test scores are out, because seeing the test scores only, a lot of students finalize universities in the end of July. But it is not advisable to wait till end of July to complete the basic document requirement. So student has to start with the statement of purpose inputs, Get on with the iteration during, see, sometimes students are very happy in the initial iteration, or else they want a lot of changes. Feel free to talk in the comment section with the editors. Let them know what you need, and our editors are also very experienced. They will also give a valuable input of what is required, what is not required, and not to be carried away. Because students sometimes gets carried away by giving lots and lots of inputs tending to 2.5 to 3.5 page of SOP, which is not at all ideal. It has to be 1 to 1.5 page. It should be short, precise. So the statement is rendered. The point is delivered to the admission team. You don't want to read more. So when it's done hand in hand, you can give your suggestions. Editors will look into it. They will reply back to you. So you can finalize the initial statement of purpose in the month of June, July, simultaneously while you're working on your test prep. And by that time, as the counselor, whoever is assigned, they will finish the shortlisting. See, similar thing happens for letter of recommendation. All 3 recommendation guidance is provided. What is it is? Again, a Google document, like a questionnaire is given here. You can imagine yourself as the recommender, as the professor or the manager or the project guy, and answer the question. Or else you can download the questionnaire, ask your professors to answer it. And that never happens. For sure, what you can do is answer by placing yourself in the shoes of your professor or guide. Get the first draft done. Maybe take it to your professor, ask for changes. They might say, okay, this you can alter into certain ways and come use it in the iteration part. That way, all the 3 drafts can be done in advance. So in the month of June, July, when you're preparing for other things, this documentation has to be done simultaneously. Hard work, discipline, timeline, following the timeline. The process-driven work is the key for any study abroad application process. Keep that in mind. We cannot plan something like, I'll do that later. Later is never the word. When you decide to go to like a study destination is fixed, follow the process and timeline. Get all the help you need. We are here to help you out. It's a very structured UI, and students can communicate inside the UI. Also, when a personalized counselor is given, any doubts, the counselor during the working hours is always available to answer the queries. And also, then comes documents. What are the documents required? We advise the students to first itself like upload everything. If a student has complete bachelor's, 10, 12, degree mark sheets, degree mark sheet is nothing but the semester wise, all the 8 semester mark sheets are in one PDF, then transcripts, then the degree certificate. Why 10 and 12 it's not required, ma'am, if you may say, but universities, countries like UK, Australia ask for all the certificates starting from high school. And then general test score is GRE, English test score, IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo. If you have work experience, that you can download and keep. Passport first and last page together, you can download and keep, browse. So these are the things we help you, like once the admission letter comes, they upload their admission letters. So why do this help you is to give you a checklist of this is done, okay, I've collected. And when you upload, we can check on the document and tell the student whether they are in a proper structure. Okay. What we do is sometimes you wouldn't have scanned it well. You would have left out the marking scheme. When you scan a document, not the first page alone is important. Even the last page or the back-to-back is also important. They want to know the marking schemes. They want to know till the end what has happened. So when uploading the document will make the counselor to look into your document and say, okay, this is perfect. No, Siddharth, this document doesn't look good. Scan one more time and upload. So the necessity is all those things. We guide you in every way to see, is anything missed out? Is anything wrong? And now, when a shortlist is done according to a student's profile, we give them 12 universities. When you upload, in a combination of ambitious, practical, and safe, how the shortlisting is done according to their academic score, their test prep score, according to their requirement. We also listen to the preferences of the student and also advise them if it is ambitious, practical, or safe. And along with it, we also tell them, like we have seen over the years, what are the possibilities in which universities it can happen. So we give them our suggestions with all the data and acceptance rate and going towards like all the rankings and everything. A shortlist is given to the student. It's a two-way process. We listen to the students. If they don't, if they're happy with it, very good. They finalize it and say, I will apply. Or if they come back to us asking, ma'am, no, I will take a risk. Please add more competitive universities. It's upon student risk, because applying to 2 competitive universities is okay. But always keep in mind, have a backup plan of a proper practical and safer universities too. A lot of times students look into the safe universities, but it is always good to get apply for safe also at times. So this student, after giving the shortlist, he applied to UT Dallas, UI Chicago, Arizona State, Houston. He got admits into Houston, Oregon, and Wichita, where he went into Houston. See, once the essays are done, now what is the thing happening inside university? What happens here, I will show. Once the application university list is given, a student can click on it and you will be able to see all the links, university links, program link. You can see the ranking of the university. You wanted to apply for supply chain management. The application fee is there. And all the links, whenever they click the link, it will take to the particular program. And we saw the body of the statement of purpose done in the essay tab. So what happens to the university specific essay? If a student has finalized their university, suppose for example, take for example, University of California. If you scroll down and come in this statement of purpose, in particular with each university, the student has to talk about that one para, maybe a professor name, maybe the project done in University of UC Santa Barbara. Once a student gives, the editor will take the necessary. See, this girl, this student ended up giving us a lot of information. But as I said, what is required only has to go inside the SOP. The editors will take the required information, make it into a short para. That is just one para added to the other body structured SOP. Once that is done, your university SOP will be finalized. This, after doing that, 6 different SOP is also done by our editors. A lot of documentation is required and we are there in every step to help you. And also remember, a lot of universities doesn't stop its personal SOP alone. University of California, Santa Barbara requires a diversity statement. They want to know, have you gone through some diverse circumstances which you have overcome? For a very certain word limit. They will want to, apart from SOP, they are also asking about a personal statement. They want to know more technically how evolved are you in a 250 or a 300 word. And then if you take Purdue University also, they ask for SOP as well as a diversity statement. So if you see, we have provisions to help the student to come with all the different documents. If you see this word, yes, this essay is required. No, this is not required. Why it is not all university requires research statement, diversity statement, scholarship statements. So they have the liberty. After, while doing the application, when they come across, okay, this particular essay is required for 250 words, they can come into the tab, say, yes, it is required and give the inputs. And once you intimate the counselor, also your editor will immediately work on these statements. Okay, so a lot of work goes into documentation. This is our documentation profile. So once the application is done, application is applied, what is the next step? Finance. Okay, we ask the students to fill the finance form if they are looking for the loan. It's kind of personal, so I'm not opening this. But in this, there is it's kind of like a form where, are you looking for loan, yes or no? What will be the tentative amount? Once that is done, we have an exclusive delivery manager who will immediately connect with the student and give all the information with respect to the loan providers tied up with us. Like with a bank, or else if they want without any like the private sector, everything. The person who is connected towards loan will connect and give you more information. In Galvanize, we work as a team. Counselor, your relationship manager, your editor, and then towards the end, there is an application specialist involved. And then finally, when you need loan, the loan specialist also comes into the picture. Once loan is done, you have received your I-20, financing is done, then we ask the student to upload the I-20 here. like once they have to finalize their visa university and then upload your I-20 and then the visa process begin. Like what are the documents required? We give them all the videos. Everything is there in the portal itself. How to fill your DS-160, how to go ahead with the service fee, then how to like apply for the, fill the visa application, pay the $160. Then what are all the documents required to take for the visa interview? And there is also a mock video present here. And each counselor also give a couple of mocks to the students. And then finally, once it's done, once the dates are fixed, the student will upload here and then it will be selected as visa approved. It's an end-to-end process. And student can directly text the counselors in WhatsApp or always they can also post their comments here in the UI, which will reach to the counselors immediately. See, we reach out to students. When student has doubt, when they reach out to us, most of our counselors, including me, we get back to students on the same working day or at least within 24 hours. And when it is important, us counselors make sure they take the time to clarify their doubts and they give them all the documentation guidance, visa guidance. Right now, this is the month busy like with going with visa mocks. So we are there to guide you. As a team, there is always a person there to help you out. So Galvanize, this is what you get out of the process. It's a very structured UI where everything is there. Once we understand your profile, then comes hand-in-hand essays. Then once we shortlist, we give you the shortlisted universities. Then we say, go with the finance, go with the visa process. Then once it is done, the process is done. So like we wanted to show you that UI of when a student comes to Galvanize, what is the student getting into, like how smooth the process is becoming. So onboarding is done, university shortlisting is done, documentation, all these things I've explained in detail. Then pre-departure. See, this is where I've just slipped. The visa part, financing. Once visa is approved, everything is done. What is pre-departure is, if you need help with Forex, travel, tickets, bank accounts, and like whatever guidance, because as a team, the people who are in the team itself have the experience of studying abroad. Our admission manager has done a PhD abroad. So you can imagine what sort of team we are having. It's like really highly equipped team who will be there to give you guidance when you want to. There are students who will come and ask us, ma'am, what are the clothes I need to pack? What are the food, like medicines and stuff? And they have doubts with respect to travel, insurance, even the orientation or what are the questions which will be asked during this security when I reach US. So everything is addressed, a pre-departure guidance, and always everything is given to the student. So as an admission counselor, like a team, as Galvanize, when you come to us, we hold your hand from the beginning till the end. Now, time for the next poll, pretty much I think the last poll. So what is important during the admission process? Come on, tell us guys, what do you think? Is it academic score, personal statement and reference, test score, internship projects? Okay. Yeah. Okay. A little bit deviation is given to other things. Okay, but 92%, hands down, says all the above. 100% true. Like everything else together, it is an holistic approach they see in an application. Everything hand in hand. Even if one takes a dip, another one holds you stronger over there. So it is all the above. Let's end the poll, share the results. Okay, so it is definitely all the above. You need to have a strong, like academic scores are important. The CGPA matters, no matter what it matters. Personal statement and references, a lot of weightage is given to them. Test scores, then comes internships and projects. So definitely it's all the above. Thanks guys, you have all been like really enthusiastic in answering the poll. Okay, now why this poll is, let's discuss some case studies. The people who have gone with us for the spring intake, the recent spring intake, the spring 2023 were there in US. Okay. This is my student, Venkata Sai Sumant Kuduguntla. He's from Visakhapatnam. He did his engineering in BITS Pilani from like electrical and electronic background. You can see he had an overall CGPA of 8.13. His GRE score was 321, IELTS score 8. Then he did his internship in Visakhapatnam steel plant. He had a very good academic background. He also had a very good internship. And also later he got into a job in JP Morgan and started as intern over JP Morgan. So when he applied, he was pretty sure of this university for his business analytics. He wanted to go because while working, he started having an interest towards business analytics, data science and everything. So when he came to us, he said, ma'am, I'm pretty sure about this university. So let's apply for that. So we guided him with all the documentations pretty much as early as possible. He applied and then he got an admit pretty much in August 10 with a scholarship of $10,000 US. It's a graduate scholarship and right now he's in Louisville. Now next, Amal Ragman. He's from Kerala. He wanted to go to US. He did his bachelor's in Federal Institute of Science and Technology, Kerala, in mechanical engineering. Look at his CGPA. It's 6.52. But to assess that CGPA, because it was a little bit not much competitive, he went for his GRE score of 3. He took a GRE. He scored 307. For a student of 6.5, 307 GRE is definitely a not bad GRE. So IELTS is 7. And look at his projects. He had a SolidWorks project, AutoCAD project, mean stack development, and diploma in automotive designing. Okay. And also he did his work in Zenza Technologies. So he wanted to apply to certain universities and finally he got his admit in Arizona State University for Management of Technology. So it's overall, his profile was in a way where his CGPA was balanced by his GRE score, in which the quant had a better percentile. IELTS 7, overall 7 is a good score with a lot of projects. Arizona State University got admitted into ASU for spring intake. Now, meet Anusha Anjunar. She's from Karnataka. She wanted to do bioinformatics in US, biomedical engineering. She already had a BTech in biotechnology in PES University. She had a very good CGPA, an excellent TOEFL score, but her GRE score was less competitive when it compared to the overall GPA. But she had projects in Iran. She did a lot of research projects. She worked in relation to her biotechnology. She wanted to go for biotechnology for her MS. So her research and her projects was really strong. Along with the CGPA, she got into Johns Hopkins, which is literally the #1 university for biomedical engineering. So you can see that GRE score when 299, we can easily say for a Johns Hopkins University, it's very low. But considering other factors like TOEFL, like CGPA and all the projects she has done, that has trumped it and she has gotten admit into JH. She is there in Johns Hopkins. Now, meet Sumuk Ramagiri, a very interesting candidate we have seen over the years. So he did his BE in Electronics and Computer Engineering in Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology. He had his overall CGPA of 6.6. His GRE was 295, IELTS score 6.5. You can see the students, everything is kind of, he knew his profile. Everything was average sitting over there. When he came to us, he asked us for how to develop his profile. So he ended up doing projects to build his profile. He took upon himself and did certain projects, took his time, did these projects, what happened, supported his profile a little more, and he ended up getting an admit from University of New Haven for business analytics. Okay, the next case study. This is meet Kishan Patel from Gujarat. He went to Canada. He did his BTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Devang Patel Institute of Advanced Technology and Research, Charusat. Now, he's got a really good profile. You can see that, right? Overall CGPA of 8.7, GRE 321, IELTS score 8. So he applied for MS in Applied Computer Science in Dalhousie University. And he had a backing of good internships. He did a lot of good projects related to COVID-19, and then he did fashion design generator using guns, industrial internship in deep learning. Why I'm insisting here is, even though his profile is good, even the projects and internships are very important when it comes to Canada, because Canada you have to apply as soon as possible. And also when it comes to Canadian universities, a profile with like a competitive program, when you apply, you need to have all the elements in place when it comes to universities in Canada. So he had a CGPA, GREs, IELTS with all the internships and projects to support him to get an admit in Dalhousie University. Now, meet Chaitanya Kota from Vijayawada. He went to USA. He did his Indian Institute of Space and Science Technology. He did his BTech in Aerospace Engineering in Indian Institute of Space and Space Science and Technology. Here is another interesting candidate you can see. His CGPA was just touching 7. But he had research. He was doing research in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. And he worked really hard to compensate for the low CGPA, and his GRE was 331 with almost a pass score in quants. And look at his TOEFL, 105. And is more like he had his internship, he had his projects, and he got admits from Stevens, NYIT, Arizona State University, and finally he went to Northeastern University for data science. So when one thing goes down, another thing supports you in an admission process. Okay, next. Okay, now meet Naveen Rajagopal from Tuticorin. He did his BE in Manufacturing Engineering from College of Engineering, Guindy, Anna University. He had an overall CGPA of 7.4. Okay, there should be some mistake. It should be 7, not 27. Really sorry about it. So his IELTS score was 7. And he had projects. He had a lot of, literally he had 4 projects supporting him. He did not take GRE because of the shortage of time, and he was involved in a lot of projects. He applied to ASU, Pennsylvania State University, then Florida State University, and he chose ASU for industrial engineering. When it comes to industrial engineering, robotics, mechanical engineering, ASU definitely stands apart. Now, Yash Amita from Mumbai. He had his BE Information Technology from Manipal. Okay, if you see, his overall CGPA was pretty less. He had, but to compensate it, he went for the GRE, whatever was possible for him. Rather than having no GRE, a score which is in the range of 295 to 305 also supports a student. This guy is a classic example. Because a 302 for this guy's profile definitely was a good GRE. And TOEFL, he tried his best to push it to 89. Now, as counselors, we will make sure we shortlist university satisfying the scores right in front of us. So he got into, like after that, he also had done projects and internship. So strengthen his profile with projects, internship, his resume and SOP was strengthened. He had a better chance now with all the projects with a GRE after seeing the scores. Now, once applying, he got admit from California State East Bay, Houston Main Campus, Colorado Denver, and Stevens. So finally, he chose Stevens for business intelligence and analytics. Okay. Okay. So I've given you a run through of what are the timeline and process, the steps to follow, and then how Galvanize can help you in the spring admissions. Now I'll stop sharing and I will hand over the stage to Ramya. Okay. If you guys have any questions, please post it. When the Q&A section comes, I will answer them. Ramya, please take over.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Gladish. And till the time you take a short, break, we would really like to help students understand a little bit about Galvanize, how we can assist you out there. And moving forward a little bit on, as I mentioned earlier, Galvanize does help, with free mobile applications wherein we help you for GRE, SAT, and vocabulary. And not only that, but in case you're looking for little bit additional assistance where you could get more practice questions, practice tests, you understand the video lessons are helping you with the concepts, and you want a complete, I would say, a preparation material out there. Yes, of course, we are there. We help you with online courses for test preparation for GRE, IELTS, TOEFL, and SAT out there. And as I believe you would have got a great knowledge with the admission process, how Galvanize actually runs, helps students for the admission counseling part. We do help students out there as well. A little bit, we would like to tell about what are the advantages of, being with Galvanize for your test prep journey, or even for that matter with the admissions part. Some of the features that come along with the test preparation part include personalized study plan, wherein you will have personalized attention with respect to, the areas where you feel you are a little bit weaker out there. And not only that, but you do have an expert option where you can get your content related doubts clarified, and which is unlimited, which is again, I would say, a very big advantage, because we all know preparing for these exams is not a cakewalk, and you really need a lot of help out there with respect to solving your doubts. So there is unlimited ask an expert option. There are in-depth analyticals and reports that we generally give to our students for the test that they would be writing at Galvanize while preparing for these exams. And not only that, practice. As we all know, it's a very famous proverb as well: practice makes a man perfect. And that's how Galvanize provides a lot of practice questions to students, so that every area is covered, and any question that you land up on day for the exam, you are able to crack the question with the right time management skills, I would say. So yes, of course, there are practice questions, there are full in practice tests that you will be having. And some of the perks of enrolling with Galvanize for the test prep journey, or as I said, for the admissions part, include, number one, comes with the updated test pattern. And I'm pretty sure you all are aware that there are certain updates with respect to the GRE and the TOEFL tests out there. And if not, you're not aware, please get in touch with us. We would help you more out there as well. And most affordable, I think if you are a college student, you would understand, and being a working profession as well, balancing work, the expenses that you will have, you would obviously look at something which is at an affordable rate. And that's how Galvanize provides the services at most affordable rate, with complete solution and an easy way of learning. As Gladish showed you how the portal exactly looks like, I'm pretty sure by now you'll be quite familiar how easy it is to navigate, and easy it is to access the portal with a lot of transparency out there. And that's how we have been guiding students with great expert guidance out there. And I won't take much of the time, but just a run through here as to how the complete process of admission counseling takes place, where Gladish has explained with much detail, showing you the portal, how each step is actually very important and is taken care with utmost care out there. So this is the process that we generally follow with the when it comes to the admission part out there. And some of the value added services that you can expect from Galvanize is educational loan, wherein based on your requirements, your profile, and a lot of other factors which are considered when it comes to loan, we help you get in touch with the right loan provider. Foreign exchange, helping you with the air ticket, travel insurance, accommodation, a lot of other activities we do help. And this generally is a last minute thing, but again, it's a very important thing, I would say, because each term here would matter a lot, and some of us might get stuck at any point of time among these. So we do help for all these activities as well. And this is something that we have for our students today, because being a admission webinar today where we have talked about the spring intake. A lot of you are there today, and I believe that a lot of you are looking at spring intake. But in case you would like to get in touch with us and have a personalized conversation, wherein we understand your profile, we help you clear all your doubts and get into your dream university for the spring intake, please do sign up for the profile evaluation thing. And quickly a short poll so that this gives us clarity as well. If you would really be interested for the profile filling. Great. I see a lot of yes coming in, and that's really motivating for us and exciting at the same time, because a lot of different profiles will be coming through, and we'll be there to help your doubts as well. And more or less, we have got the answer. So yes, I think we can end the poll right now, wherein almost 80 plus students have said that they would like to have a profile evaluation call with us, and that's really exciting for us, and we are looking forward to help you as well. So above is the link, and we will be sharing the link in the chat box as well, but I'm keeping my screen here so that you can note down the link, and you can fill in the form so that our experts can get in touch with you, and we can help you in a more personalized way out there. So, and now we are open to the Q&A session, where we can start with the questions that are there. A gentle request, if students could post their questions in the chat box so that our host could address your questions out there.
Okay, I can see some direct messages sent to me. Students, just one thing, just make it to everyone and post the question so that everyone can see the question. Okay, first question I'm seeing is Sam Ragi Ghosh. He has asked, ma'am, how to understand that I'm ready for IELTS? Okay. Right now, Ms. Ramya presented what is what are all the additional things we provide for test prep, right? GRE, TOEFL, IELTS. There is a diagnostic test. Take the diagnostic test, then you will see first of all where you need to be working upon. What more, like in learn like LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Which part needs more importance? It's our like test prep, when it's designed for IELTS, it concentrates on everything. Take the diagnostic test, then start working on the materials. Take all the mock tests. After a couple of mock tests, definitely you will be able to understand that. After seeing the score, you will be able to understand that you will be ready to take the IELTS. Hope this clarify your question. Or if your question was how to decide between TOEFL or IELTS, sometimes I will advise, take the profile evaluation call with us, with our experts in sales team, and come for the one-to-one, and they will try to explain the product more to you. Once you understand the product and understand the test prep and how much of prep is required, you will be able to decide on which one to go for and when you are ready for it. Being ready is a question which has to come after the preparation. If you have done all the prep, then absolutely you'll be ready to take the IELTS. Okay, let me go to the next question. Okay, is GRE required for PhD admissions? I've seen many universities remove mandatory GRE score. Is it true? There are few universities which have removed the mandatory score, not many universities. Okay, so like I said, in case studies which we have shown, when a student applies with GRE score, he gets a chance to get a proper funding, proper assistantships. The more support you get, your profile is better. And also for PhD, it's like we will advise, if you have more doubts when it comes to a perfect GRE, you at least need a 310 GRE score. That is always mandatory to have a GRE score, like along with your CGPA and your research publications, mission statements, and everything. So we will say, since few universities have removed, doesn't mean GRE is not important. GRE score is always going to be supportive in making your profile wholesome. So that comes out. Like even it goes the same with MS, and the same thing stands for PhD. Hi, this is Dhruv. Thanks for the spring information. Can you please confirm if Stanford has spring intake? No, Dhruv, sorry, Stanford doesn't have spring intake. Some rarely they give out online courses or remote courses where working professionals who are over there can balance it over the weekends. But a regular MS is not there in Stanford for spring. Can you give guidelines for fall intake also? See, it is fall also, similarly falls under the same pattern of all the research, all the timeline, the process, but the deadline you can start applying in the priority from the month of October, November. December 1, November 31 and December 1 will be the priority deadline. But if you follow the same process which we advise for spring, start with the research now in the month of June, July, go for the university shortlist, go for the test preps, take your GRE, take your IELTS, apply for all the transcripts and documents, start applying in the month of end of October or November. Priority deadline students tend to get the results at least by Jan first week or second week, and they are supported with a better admits as well as a lot of opportunities for a very good admit profile students ending up getting a good scholarship also. And also a detailed webinar will come very shortly in fall intake. If you have a customized certain questions in mind, you want to get more information, we will advise take the profile evaluation call with us. Talk to an expert face to face, because in that way you will have even more information with respect to the intake which you want to study. Okay, let me scroll down and see what are the other questions. Okay, hi, good afternoon, ma'am. I am Pavan Kumar, completed my BTech in Civil Engineering at NIT, on Jalandhar. Okay, May 23. I'm planning Masters in USA in Computer Science. I completed my GRE and IELTS with a very good score. My CGP also good. I'm having 3 internships around. Okay, my internships are also related to, I have certifications in many computers, but only doubt was my graduation field. Will it affect my admission or visa in computer science? See, we have seen students having change in major change from industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, and like you, civil engineering, getting. As long as you have supported it with a good internships and really good, like you're saying, with a very good GRE and IELTS. While applying as a counselor, when I advise my students, we look into the criteria that the university accepts major change. We don't blindly say you can apply to all the universities in mind. There has to be, we have to first find out whether the change in major is accepted by the university, step 1. Then once you get an admit, there is no issue at all. There won't be issue with visa or process. All we have to do is find universities suitable for the profile accepting change in major. That's it. Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Pavan Kumar. Okay, again the same thing. Okay. Isha Sana, currently in BTech 3rd year, want to know where should I start to prepare for GRE IELTS. Okay, Isha, our team will connect with you. Please fill the profile evaluation form. The team will, the sales rep will connect with you and guide you towards starting the GRE and IELTS. We have an exclusive prep materials. You can enroll and take a package of GRE, IELTS, as well as the AC counseling package, so that when it's done, the team will be able to guide you with respect to GRE and IELTS. And it's a very right time. When you're in your 3rd year, this is the time to complete the test prep entirely, so that when you enter your 4th year, we can go ahead with the process. Okay. I think that's it. Any other question, guys? Ramya?
Yes, I don't think so. There are a few more questions, but by this, we are coming to the end of the webinar that we have today, and I shall show our contact details. So in case you would like to get in touch with us and know more about how Galvanize can help you, or understand or speak to a counselor, do fill in the profile evaluation form. At the same time, you can also note down these contact details and you can get in touch with us out there. And by this, I would like to thank everyone who have actively participated in today's webinar. And we will be coming up with more webinars in the upcoming days out there. And a big thank you to Gladish as well for joining us today and helping students understand actually if they can apply for a spring intake and without any issues out there. And I believe it's a positive feedback that we have received, where students actually can go for spring intake as well. And Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And these are the contact details. And don't miss out to fill in the profile evaluation form so that we can get in touch with you and speak with you with more detail based on your profile, suggest you what next plan of action can be there for you. Once again, thank you, everyone.